you guys, welcome back to my channel. What was that? Hey guys, sorry, that was really loud. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with another kind of like how-to video. You guys seem to be loving them recently and I keep coming up with these ideas that I'm like, you know what? People need to know this and I know I needed to know this too. So today, as you can tell by the title, we are gonna go and get surgery. Yay. I'm just kidding. We're gonna pretend that we've had surgery by using makeup. I asked you guys in my last video if you'd be interested in like a really like in-depth contour video about certain features of the face that you can kind of get work done to, and not just the face. We're gonna do some body contouring too. Also gonna be doing our lips because there's contouring involved in the lips as well to make them appear bigger. All the kind of tips and tricks that I do to kind of enhance features that we already have. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Again, please try not to take me too seriously. You don't have to do this, and I'm not saying that like everyone wants to have surgery, so do this instead of having it. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm just saying if you guys are interested in learning ways of how to like morph your face and your body with makeup because you're interested, then you should enjoy this video. Before we get started, it is post notification bell shout out time. And this week it goes to Abby Spedding that says, not only, yes, do the video about contouring, but also says, not long come across your channel, absolutely loving it. You're so relatable and down to earth. Notification bells are on. Well, Abby, this video is clearly for you. I hope you guys all enjoy this video. So let's go ahead and get started. So for this video, we're actually mainly going to be focusing on the face. So I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows and just like any sort of eye makeup off of camera. And I'm also going to apply my foundation off camera as well. That's not really any sort of thing surgery related. I'm basically going to give myself the blank canvas I need to start sculpting my brand new face with makeup, not a scalpel. Okay, so like I said, I've gone ahead and kind of just given myself a blank canvas to work with. If you guys are interested, it's literally like the only foundation I've been wearing at the moment is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid foundation in NC38. So yeah, I just went ahead and did eyebrows and like my top eye makeup, applied foundation, and now we can start with the surgery. So for this, you're gonna need a cream contour kit and a powder contour kit. And also when we move on to the lips, you're gonna need a lip liner in a slightly darker nude. And also you're gonna need like powder to set with and a highlighter. So obviously we're going to start with the creams first. Now this is the Revolution Pro HD Camouflage Concealer Palette. I feel like they've revamped their packaging now, so I'll link the kind of newer version of this down below. So when it comes to giving the illusion of like morphing your face and contouring your face, you really want to like highlight the areas you want to bring forward and contour the areas that you want to appear narrower or slimmer or just kind of appear smaller. So what I'm going to do is kind of take this yellowy concealer here and mix a tiny bit of the lighter shade with it as well. I'm just going to take a concealer brush, and what I'm going to do is apply this not only underneath my eyes. I'm not going to take it too far across, but I'm really going to bring it up the edge of my nose in a very straight line, because this is going to make our nose appear smaller. And how that's going to work is that this kind of like area here is going to kind of look as if it's like one. So bringing the concealer higher up makes this bit look narrower, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna apply concealer all in that like upside down triangle area, and then yeah, right up the bridge of my nose. Again, the same on this side, as far up the bridge of your nose as kind of like as narrow as you want your nose to look. Then to bring other areas forward, I'm just going to be applying it on my chin area and on my cupid's bow. You do sometimes see people apply concealer down the bridge of their nose, but I find I can get the same effect with just kind of applying a highlighter, like a powder highlighter down the bridge of my nose, so I don't tend to do that step. And then obviously you can just apply concealer on the top of your forehead, just because we're going to be contouring around here, so that's going to really like bring that one forward. But you don't always have to, and I don't always do that. Sometimes I just leave my foundation there because the difference between my foundation and my contour is enough. But because we're going to be going full on out today, I'll highlight between my brows. I then like to blend out my concealer before starting the cream contouring, so I'm going to go ahead and blend that all out. And the good thing about these cream products are that they are kind of super full coverage. They don't really require too much blending. It's more just kind of like pressing and working into the skin, and they also because they're super full coverage, they get rid of our under eye bags, so it looks like we've had filler. double bonus. Okay, now we have blended that all out. You can already see the difference it's made in terms of brightening up my face, really concealing underneath my eyes, and also giving quite a sort of lifted look without the contouring yet. But now it's kind of time to bring everything back in and reduce the size of a few things on our faces. So from the same palette, I'm going to be taking sort of this shade right here. So say you are a little self-conscious of the size of your forehead, a great way to reduce the size or mimic the appearance of a reduced size forehead is obviously to contour around the forehead like so. I love this palette also has quite cool tone cream contour colors, so I really like that. You kind of want to contour, sort of go in like a 3 shade, sort of bring it in, but have this bit sort of lifted slightly so it still looks natural. Then when it comes to the cheekbones, a lot of people do just like a straight line, and that's great if all you're wanting to do is just kind of give the appearance of like hollower cheekbones, but I kind of want to give the appearance of like filled cheeks, like also narrow cheeks, but like filled cheeks. You know, people have had a few injections in the side of their face to give that fuller cheekbone and lifted cheeks. I feel like I said cheeks so many times. If you're doing a shot every time I said cheeks, I hope you're okay. So what I'm going to do is start off with a straight line. You also don't want to go too low. You don't want your face to look sunken. You want it to sort of match the corner of your mouth to the top of your ear. So I'm just drawing a straight line, making sure always to blend upwards. But when it comes to here, I want it to sort of curl up. Just here. I know that looks really bizarre right now. Don't worry, when we blend it out, it'll all be okay. Kind of like curve it around where you know your existing cheekbone would be, like so. I'm also going to use creams along the jaw as well to give the appearance of a more snatched jaw and deepen up our double chin to make it look more like shadow. And also I am going to take a little bit just around the chin there to really slim down and narrow the face. Now also, while I'm on this talk of contouring, not only do people contour their face, I'm sure you've seen it, people contour their body as well, just to give the appearance of like things appearing fuller or whatnot. And I am not in denial, guys. I'm fully aware I have big boobs. I know I have, but I kind of made an effort today to kind of wear a top where I'm not wearing a bra either, by the way, like where you can see like this is kind of what my boobs look like just as they are, and just what the power of contouring can do, even if you have like bigger boobs too. But then also this would work if you have smaller boobs as well, because we're going to just be kind of creating new shadowing. So you can kind of see when I like stretch back, you can see where lines would go if mine were like a bit fuller. You see like this. So what we're going to do is kind of draw over those lines. Like so. So kind of just like a little plant coming out of our chest. So now we can go ahead and blend all this in as well. I just kind of like to use a duo fiber brush. You can use a beauty blender or whatever, but I find I just get a bit more precision when I'm using a brush. And like I said, when blending, you want to make sure you go nothing but up when it's on the cheeks, because you don't want them to appear sunken. When it comes to the chest, you kind of want to blend kind of like on the spot with as little movement as possible. Chin, you're going to be blending down, and forehead blending down as well, but not too much. You don't want to look like completely like bronzed forehead, but just enough that it all blends together. And you may have noticed I've not cream contoured my nose, and that is because I find that your nose, you have to be so precise with it if you want it to look good and real. It's actually really quite hard to do a good nose contour, so fingers crossed that today it goes well. But I find it so much easier to be more precise with powder because you can blend it so much easier. So if you've been cream contouring with your nose and it's been working for you, go ahead. But if you've been cream contouring and you found it really hard, try powder, and we're going to do that in a minute. Guys, like, do you see that? Dr. Miami. Okay, so now we've done kind of all the cream products that we're going to be doing for the time being. I'm going to go ahead and set everything in place with powder. But this is very important because the placement of your powder is going to really help you, especially if it's a translucent powder like this. This is why baking comes in, and it's why it's kind of used in drag makeup and stuff. By the way, that's a little hint of what my next video is going to be. But you can really just kind of sharpen up the lines that you've created and also really emphasize them as well. So we're going to make sure to give ourselves that lift, as well as setting everything else in place. We really want to brighten up and set our chin area. Also, when it comes to setting underneath our eyes, you really want to come up close on the bridge of your nose to really emphasize the sharp line that you want your nose to be, like thin and snatched. Woo! And then we really just kind of want to set everything else in place. So like the bronzer, the stuff on our forehead, that kind of stuff just needs to be locked in and not moving. We're gonna go ahead and kind of apply some powder to our chest area to make sure that is all set in place as well. We don't want that moving everywhere because you'll start the night with titties and end the night with a melted mess. Okay, once that's kind of had time to bake, we can go ahead and just dust it away like so. I feel so snatched. I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and just finish off my eye makeup, so that's just like out the way, and put some eyeshadow underneath the mascara, and then we can move on to the powder contouring and the highlighting. Okay, so I've gone ahead and finished off my eyes, and now I just zoomed you in so we can do the nose and a bit more precise contouring on the sides of our face. So I'm gonna be taking the NYX Pro Powder Contour Kit. I love this one. It has such a mix of kind of like light and dark cool tone powders, which is what we want because shadows are naturally of a cooler tone. I'm gonna be taking like a mix between the two lightest shades to kind of create my perfect contour shade, and I'm gonna be just taking a fluffy brush like this, so when it blends out almost as you go. If what you're trying to do is just achieve a narrower, straighter nose, which I feel is like the most common thing that we're doing when we're contouring, you just want to start kind of at the brow and work down to begin with. So you kind of already gave yourself a bit of a line from when you placed your concealer, and then you've kind of got your foundation still coming down the bridge of your nose, so that makes it easier as well. I think I'm actually going to switch out my brush. I'm going to use this Real Techniques brush. It's still of the same kind of like fluffiness, it's just that little bit more precise. I'm gonna make my way down in a straight line. It doesn't matter if you take it too far down the side to start with, because that's really easy to clear up, and just round off at the bottom. And for me, I actually have a bit of a bump on the side of my nose, so I really have to kind of put a bit more extra product on that and work around it. Now I know this looks super messy right now, but what I like to do is just kind of get all the product like in place, and then a beauty blender is like your best friend at this point, because then you can just kind of lightly press. So I'm just going to keep pressing down the center of my nose like so, and naturally it kind of blended what was on the top of my nose to begin with. I'm now going to take the tip of my beauty blender and again really just kind of press it into the sides of my nose, and that product is kind of all blended in, but you can keep working and keep building up depending on how much you want to actually contour. You have to apply a lot of product and keep a lot of product, but if you just kind of keep applying and blending, it just kind of builds up, and hopefully you achieve the nose of your dreams. So again, just taking the side of my beauty blender to blend it in. I think, yeah, nose contouring is like the biggest difference in a person's face. I'm going to be taking this blank canvas rounded cosmetics brush. This is an MF49. I'm just going to take a really kind of golden, creamy, easy blendable highlighter. This is the Barry M Triple Baked Highlighter. I'm going to take the lightest shade. I'm really just going to place this like on the ball, on like the button of my nose, and a straight line down the bridge of my nose. So that's going to really bring that forward. And that's going to really kind of emphasize that that bit's being brought forward and those bits are really narrower, and that's kind of what you want it to change. Like you want to make the bridge of your nose appear thinner, and that's what that light and highlight has done, and it kind of takes attention away from the contour that you've done on the side of your nose, makes it a little bit more natural, and obviously once you apply highlighter to the rest of your face, then it doesn't seem so drastic. But I'm also just going to pop some highlighter right now on my cupid's bow to bring that forward. So now I'm going to go ahead and contour the rest of my face. So I'm going to stick with that little fluffy brush and the light contour shade, and I don't really want to do too much more contouring without it looking like drag makeup or anything too heavy. We do want to try and keep this looking as natural as possible. So I'm only going to take the cool tone color and really only apply it to the further, like just here. Like not dragging it all the way in, just really at like the corner or like at the top of the contour. So then that's going to really kind of help to lift and sculpt our face, because then this is going to blend out and look much lighter and paler and almost, yeah, just look like a natural shadow. I'm just going to reapply a little bit to the chin area, again to really kind of narrow down the face, and also just reapply the powder just right between the boobs. Again, to really emphasize the kind of the area you want most to look kind of like deep set, so that's like right between, and then the blend up makes that look a lot more natural. So now we've done kind of all the powder contouring and all of that, I'm just going to kind of continue with the rest of my face like I usually would, and then we can move on to the lips, because that's the next part of this surgical procedure. I'm actually going to apply a bit of highlighter between my chest, like in this area that we've created, to really bring like light to it. You kind of have to make sure that you kind of follow it all the way up. So we're almost like painting ourselves right now. You see? Woo! So that's kind of the skin and makeup done. I know it's like a lot, and that is the whole point, because we are trying to make it look like we've had some sort of work, lifting, whatever done. So I'm gonna go ahead and just spray it with some setting spray. That kind of does help to just kind of soften everything and everything kind of look a bit more natural and settled. But now we can move on to lining our lips. Okay, so I know I do kind of naturally have full lips anyway, but I do still like to overline them. I do still like to make them look bigger, and I do actually even them out. So I do have to do a bit of overlining for that anyway. I'm going to be taking this lip liner here. It is from NYX. It's their suede lip liner. This is in the color Sandstorm. You kind of just want a kind of cool tone nudie color that's not too much darker. You don't want them to look too fake, but you want the color difference to obviously be different to your natural lip color to be able to make a difference. And also to make sure that it looks fairly natural as well, you want to start from the bottom and work up, because I feel like when you work up and work down, you kind of have a tendency to overline too far, and then you're actually kind of creating like a whole new mouth, which is not what we're trying to do here, unless that's the kind of surgery you're after. So like I said, I always like to start from the bottom. Still follow the shape of your lip and don't go too far too soon. If anything, maybe just line your lips as they are and then continue to shade upwards, like more and more up to as big as you want them to go, and then just see how natural or whatever they look, because obviously you don't want to go too drastic, so it's always better to add on than it's like it's harder to take stuff away. I always keep to the same Cupid's bow. I don't want that to be lost either, because it's quite hard to create a brand new Cupid's bow if yours is already quite prominent. If yours isn't quite prominent, that's like, that works in your favor. You can create yourself a new Cupid's bow. You can go all out, you can go crazy, because it will look more natural that way. And then again, the same on this side. So this is actually where I have uneven lips. You can see this one dips down a bit, so I have to kind of even out the sides. Once you're happy with the top, I feel like the bottom is kind of easier to line than the top, so I just start with where my natural lips are and then take it further underneath this sort of area. I'm literally like shading the whole of my under lip like so, and I feel like my lips already look so much bigger right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a lipstick. This is the Desi Dose of Color lipstick in No Shade. That was from their like first collection. Essentially just a nude that's quite a bit different in tone and shade compared to the lip liner, because you do want there to be a difference on the lips. Also, if it wasn't already obvious, I definitely recommend using a matte lipstick to do this to start with. We can add gloss afterwards. It depends how much of a difference you're overlining your lips. Now you can just kind of go back in with the lip liner to blend it sort of out a little bit better. It just kind of really mimics that shading and shadow effect. I'm going to stick with matte lips today, but I am just going to go back in and reapply that highlighter to my Cupid's bow and actually just apply it in the center of my lips as well. Like I said, with highlighter, it really brings everything forward, so it's just going to give the illusion of a much fuller pout. Like we've just been recently plumped. And I think, guys, that is it. So that is it, guys. What do we think? Did you learn something new? How different do I look right now? Oh my god. I'm definitely not saying that this is like everyday makeup or anything like that. These are just kind of really over exaggerated and just like enhanced tips to show you the difference that makeup can make, so to your face and your body. So I really hope you guys learned something new. Let me know what your favorite part was in the comments section down below. If there are any other how-to videos that you want me to do, I would love to try them. But yeah, so this is how to pretend that you look like you've had surgery. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share with someone that might want to know about these little tips and tricks. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until the next video, I will see you then. Bye guys.